Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel, Straight from Uranus, where we talk about random esoteric stuff. Today we're talking about Lilith, specifically Lilith in the first house or Lilith in Aries. They share the same description. Both the first house and Aries are ruled by Mars, which focuses its attention on our self-identity and on our physical body. Now, if you have Lilith in the first house or in Aries, you are the pure embodiment of Lilith. You are freedom-loving. I'm going to have to read it off my notes because it's a lot, okay? You are freedom-loving, rageful, powerful, proud and strong, unwilling to compromise, extremely independent, authentic, and innately empowered. However, you do possess this perpetual dissatisfaction with some aspect of yourself. You will want to look at the corresponding house or astrological sign that Lilith falls on or falls under in order to see where that dissatisfaction lies. The prime example is Marilyn Monroe. So she had Lilith in her first house, and Lilith was also in Leo. So her dissatisfaction was with her body and her personality of all things. And so she needed to have constant admiration from people outside of herself in order for herself to feel good about herself. So it's important to know both aspects of Lilith and where it falls under. Now, Lilith also, the first house also governs your reactions. So people with Lilith in the first house or in Aries are reactionary. You guys have no impulse control. So that's something that you need to work on. Also, because it's so much energy, there's so much focus on, again, this freedom and independence and that innate empowerment that you have. That was a lot of energy as a child. So the adults around you were completely incapable, not all of them, but most of them will have been completely incapable to deal with all of that energy. So now as an adult, you probably feel really bad about yourself. There's a certain disdain about yourself, that you feel bad about how you operate in this world. And you do one of two things, and you're going to fluctuate back and forth between these two things, where you either really try to overpower the situation and just become a little too intimidating, too much, or you back off, not knowing what to do or being afraid of doing that very thing where you just take over too strongly. Now, again, you have all of this pent-up energy inside of yourself because of this fear of doing too much or because you do too little. And so you have this anxiety, frustration, and anger directed at others, directed at yourself, that you need to focus on and work on. Now, the good aspect of having Lilith in your first house or Lilith in Aries is that you are smart and hardworking, ambitious. You are a warrior. You are a survivor. But the things you need to work on are your self-mastery. Maybe take a break before you actually react towards something. Just give yourself a second or two to calm down and get your wits about you. Also, your self-confidence has to be kind of boosted because you have to understand nobody's perfect, not you and not the adults around you. By the way, a little point also is for women. You may have suffered some element of abuse from your father or other men that were in authority of you. And so, again, another thing that you need to work on and maybe seek remediation with from outside of yourself. And always remember, these are very important points for you, is that nothing will get you down unless you let it. You are a very strong person, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but you need to learn how to work with that energy because it's a lot.